Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Stefan Wolf is here with another sharpening video. Today I'm answering the question that many of you asked me, why I am not using a stropping technique in my sharpening routine. Why I do not use a leather strop loaded with abrasive compound or just clean leather. The reasons are very simple and I will try to illustrate them. In front of you, Norton Crystal 1 medium 3 by 8 by half an inch, 8-inch Tramontina Slicer in German 140-110 stainless steel at 56 Rockwell on the C scale. First, I will do my usual for the past couple of years plateau sharpening method, distressing the edge, grinding the bevels almost reaching the apex, and then creating micro bevel with a finer, harder stone. On the stone, food safe mineral oil for cutting boards from IKEA. And the surface is a little bit slippery. Let's try that. But it's not leveling, so bear with me. I'm going to chase the stone all over the place. It's very important to stop regularly and to check is the reflection of white from the edge prominent or we are close to reaching the apex. With the disappearing of this white reflection, we know for sure that we are closer and closer to forming an edge to reaching the apex. You can see it starts to cut paper, but barely. In my opinion, using alternative strokes is the easiest way to prevent over sharpening one of the sides. And if you are counting, it's much easier. So, I'm done with this stone. Sorry. In front of you, 8 by 3 by 3 1/4 to 1 inch black Arkansas stone. I am not going to refine the scratch pattern from the medium crystal one. That was my original angle, lifting a couple of degrees and just going towards micro beveling. Usually I do a dozen of passes, 10 or 12, check the progress, and if needed, I'm repeating. I presume that was 14. Still not there. Almost there. I can see a smidgen of white reflection in this area. That tells me that I should have spent a little bit more time onto the northern crystal medium. Keep in mind, this is pretty fine stone, extremely hard. It removes metal quite slowly. I can do another 12. Basically, I'm exaggerating the amount of passes needed to create micro bevel, leaving more metal than needed from the coarser stone, just to ensure that I did not reach the apex of the coarser stone. Which happens from time to time. If I'm not paying attention, it's really easy to do it. So this is sharp enough for kitchen tasks. Knife could be sharper, of course. Sorry, but in my kitchen this is a sharp knife. So going back to the medium creased one. This time I will do it with using the strop. I'm sharpening to reach, not to reach, but to raise a burr this time. I'm going to apply a little bit more force. You can see much more metal. This was session, the second session on the crystal one. This was all the metal swerve from the previous two stones. So I'm abrading metal faster because I'm leaning a little bit onto the stone. And I can tell you that I have a burr raised because when cleaning with a cloth, fibers from the linen are catched by the burr, and of course I can feel it with my fingers. I'm going to use the black Arkansas with the primary angle, with the main angle that I used on the crystal one. So no, I'm not going to lift the blade. I'm exaggerating the formation of a burr. Let's see where I am. The apex is reached, but you can see there are some hesitations. The knife sliced through the paper, but not cleanly. That's because a burr is raised. It's not minimized, and it's not removed. Simple leather strop on wooden box. This thing is 15 years old. I bought it from California Leather Strops, so 15 years ago. Green compound on the rough side, clean leather on the other side. One of the things I had years ago is that I exaggerated the angle when approaching and using a leather strop. You know, this thing is a little bit pliable, so if you apply pressure you can convex the edge really easy, and you can do already established edge, but let's do it properly without raising the angle. and of course I have tendency to over stropping. Let me inspect the blade. If burr is here, if there is a burr, it's very tiny and you cannot see it without magnification. So cleaner size, but again on the belly did not perform as expected. So this is tiny little burr that I cannot see with my bare eyes. I need to look it under magnification, and I can strop and strop and strop. I can do just this part, which causes me troubles and problems. Cleaner slice. I can feel slight hesitation on the belly area, but probably I removed the burr. Let's do a couple of passes on the cleaner side of the leather. I'm not sure, can you hear very slight metallic cracks, reminiscence of the burr was still and is still on the edge, and the clean leather is folding it right and left, right and left. So you can see this rough spot, I hope you can see it. I have still a burr around the tip area into the beginning of the belly because I have scratches on the leather. So there is still a tenacious motherfucking burr, pardon my French, and I'm still chasing it. Again, can you see? Of course, I can try to raise. If I raise my angle, you can see it's more prominent. So what I do with such a tenacious burr? Well, you can give up, but this is not the way I like to do things. You can start the sharpening session again and hope not to raise such a prominent and tenacious burr. Some steels are famous, as you can see again. Some steels are famous for very tenacious and stubborn burr formation. And again, the knife should slice cleanly at this point. But I can tell you, here I have a burr. Another thing, if I leave the knife in this condition and I go to use it on my regular bamboo worn cutting board, and I go to slice some things, to chop some veggies, to cut some meat, well, this burr that was not removed completely will cause problems with the edge retention. Will I see the deformation? Will I see loss of sharpness? Let's check. Probably not. I can say this knife is sharp, but what's bothering me that in this area I have very stubborn burr that I cannot remove easily. You saw me, I stropped it and I stropped it with the compound, without the compound, and the results are good but not good enough. It's not visible, I cannot feel it. It's not catching my fingernails. There is no white reflection, but I know it's there because it's nagging. So, long story short, that's the reason I do not use leather strop, welded or clean, because for me it's much more easier to use the plateau sharpening method. You can say it's lazier, it's more easy to get decent results than burr formation and burr minimization method. If I'm trying new stones, often I raise a burr, but I use stones with a slurry raised by special stone or diamond plate, and then the slurry grinds against the apex of the knife and gradually removes the burr. And then for sure I use final harder stone to create micro bevel, just to be sure that there is no burr. I hate chasing stubborn burrs, and despite making so many videos and uploading them to YouTube with sharpening sessions with different stones, different steels, different techniques, I am not the most stubborn man. You can say I'm sometimes lazy. I just want results. When I'm sharpening my knives just to be sharp in the kitchen or my EDC pocket knives, I want them sharp. I don't want to spend many minutes and hours chasing some stubborn burr. I want results, and I want them quickly, and I want them efficiently, and I want them consistent result. I want consistent results, and using plateau sharpening and micro beveling gives me the satisfaction of job done right and good enough results. Of course, many times, and I said it in my videos, a knife can be sharper. I can use a finer stone, or I can make my technique better, or pay more attention, or go slowly, or walk my hands firmly, just to be sure that the angle is right and is correct. But I like to sharpen knives just to relax. It's a hobby, it's not a job, I'm not paid to do this. My channel is not monetized, I'm not sharpening knives for money. And when chasing a burr drags minutes, half an hour, it's not pleasurable. There is no joy in that. Of course, you can develop very decent technique with leather strops. You can see excellent results on Michael Christie channel. He used diamond sprays, half a micron, quarter of a micron, with excellent results, but I don't have its patience. I just want clean apex without hassle. That's the reason I do not like anymore leather strops, and I use micro beveling and photo sharpening technique. Again, very long video, I presume boring for many of you. My suggestions or my techniques or what I'm saying will not be the truth. Just have fun, sharpen knives. I'm not the best, I'm not even close to good sharpening knives. I have plenty of time in front of me to refine my techniques, to try many more stones, and to find what brings me joy, what makes me happy, and what gives me decent, workable results. I am not going to shave with this knife, I am not going to split hairs with this knife. I'm going to cut onions and tomatoes and potatoes. This is meat knife, so some protein, pork, beef, poultry. These are tools, they need to be sharp, but how sharp, it's upon you. If you have the time, go use 10 different strops with 10 different compounds, chase the burr, make it hair popping sharp, splitting hairs. If that rocks your boat, go ahead. My channel is not that. My channel is showing different stones, different combination